G'day. So we're out here with Kenny. We're just finding that he's a bit of a slow processor. He's progressing very, very, very slowly. He's taken a long time to get used to this idea of being ridden. I'm finding he's quite reactive when I'm asking for the trot. And he's just got a couple of little quirks that we're trying to work through. So one thing I'm going to do with him is I'm going to try a bit of a different approach, which is a bit of a little and often approach. So this is going to be a very, very short session. And then I'm going to come back and do the same again this afternoon and see if that changes our progress somehow. You can see there even the way he sends, like he wanted to go the wrong way. And when I corrected him, he had a bit of a reaction about that. So even still, after all this time, we're a few weeks in, he's still a little bit reactive on the ground. And we've done all this stuff to death, you know. But now he's real soft. He's being real gentle about how he's sort of going around here. He's relaxed. Yield a hindquarter, change direction. And so he's really good with all this stuff. But there's something going on in the way he's processing. Good. There's something going on in the way he's processing that I just need to try and work through and sort of try and find another way around. Because what we're doing up to now, it's just not quite working for us. Like he's progressing slowly, but very, very, very slowly. And so I'm just trying to find a different way to achieve the same result. And we'll draw him into the block. A little bit too much forward there. I just moved a bit, he got a bit reactive. There, good. Good. I'll move the rope, and he wanted to move out. So we've worked a lot on sending him out from the block as well. Because he's shown me that he can get a little bit overzealous in how he comes in, I worked on sending him out. And now he's getting a little bit sensitive about being here, thinking he's going to get sent out. And so I'll just keep drawing him in until he just gets it right and stays here. Needs his hip to come around here a bit. Good. A little bit more. He's wanting to go forwards there. I want that hip to come in, less forwards. I want that there. Good. So he's just wanting to be a little bit hot-footed here. He's not wanting to stand still. So I'm going to keep, he's wanting to go forwards instead of taking that cue to come in. So I'm going to keep increasing that cue to come in. And I'll tap the saddle. And see, he's getting a bit reactive again now. So he's been really good at this now for a couple of weeks. And today, he's showing some reactivity around it. So I'm just going to keep working on it here. As long as he's stepping forwards, I'm going to keep tapping him till he steps in and stops his feet. Good. And a last reflection. He's wanting to get a bit stiff there. Good. And last reflection. And so if we're going to have a bit of a struggle with this, then this is all I'm going to work on today. He's been really, really good with this for a while now, probably a good week or so. He's been really good with this. And today, he's having a bit of an issue. So I need to work on stopping his feet. And so I'm just tapping his butt there until he does the right thing. Good. And so he's getting a bit reactive about even just standing here now. He's sort of shaking. He's sucking in quick breaths. He's a bit concerned about what's going on here. I'm just going to ask him for flexion. Ask him to get soft. He's wanting to pull on me. Turn his face upside down. That's a bit better. Right, now I'm going to ask him to step his bum around a bit more because he's a bit out of whack there. Good. That's better. Now I'll rub him with that stick. It's not just for impulsion. I'll rub him with it too. Let him know that it can also mean you've done a good thing. It doesn't necessarily mean move your feet. And I'll ask for flexion again. I want him to get soft for me. Good, much better. Good, much better. Right, now I'll send him away. So it's a completely different cue. Instead of lifting on the rope, I'm going to point, tap his ribs. Good. Look at his ribs, then cluck, then tap his ribs. Now I'll lift, come into me. Bring that bum around more. Tap him, tap him, tap him. Not quite. Tap him, tap him. There, that's a bit better. So I just want him to get the idea. We just want to refine this. Like, he's got the idea. He knows how to do it. He's just starting to play around a little bit. Starting to try and cheat me a little. Trying to find easier ways. Trying to do a half a job instead of doing the full job. Right, now I'll point again. Look. So I want him to move that rib cage away from me, move that hip away from me when I do that. So I kept that cue on until he moved his hip right away and faced up. And now I'll lift. A little more. Better. Good. And flex. Good. Very nice. And flex. Good. And drop that stick there. And flex. Good. Very nice. So I'll flex him to the left. He's wanting to pull on me a little. I'm going to bump him off it. I want to make a little effort there at the end. Good. Flex him to the right. Good. Flex to the left. And you're to hind quarter. Jiggle that foot. He wasn't responsive at first. Release it when he moves his hip over. Bump on his face. He's hanging on that lead. I want him to get soft for me. Make an effort. I'm just going to jiggle that lead till he makes that effort. Just that final effort to bring his nose around for me. He's just hanging on it a bit. He's wanting to turn his face upside down. Being a bit avoidant. There's a little bit more of an effort. Good. Now flex to the right here. He's a bit resistant. Just jiggle it till he comes off. It makes an effort. There's a nice effort. Give him a pat there. Pick it up. Good. Right leg back. Squeeze him over. He's stepping forwards. Hold it. Hold it. That's what I'm after. Good. Hold on to him till his feet stop. And he gets soft. Good. I like how cool he is with me flipping this rope around his head. That's one of the things that I'm really, really happy with is sort of how broke he's getting in that way. Flex him to the left here. Bump, 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 bump. He's getting a bit resistant. Pick up again. Bump, 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 bump when he resists. Good. Pick up again. Bump, 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 bump when he resists. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle at the end there. I just want to make that final effort. He's a bit resistant to make it. So I'm just going to jiggle on that lead till he makes a final effort. There's a bit extra effort. And a lick and a chew. Good. Alright, we'll go for a walk. So his walk is getting really nice and relaxed, and he's just strolling out here, which is cool. This I like. But we're having a bit of trouble progressing beyond this. I've started working on a bit of steering and stuff with him, so it's just not quite so boring. So I'll pick up on him here, ask him to steer across the middle. He's wanting to overdo it. I'll steer him back. So I want him to get the idea when I release, he goes straight. There. Good, much better. But now he's wanting to hook back to the left. I'll pick up. He's wanting to resist me there. I'll bump on him. He's got to learn to get soft. Squeeze him, squeeze him. He's wanting to stop his feet. Good. And steer him. So I want him to just turn, now go straight. So he's wanting to sort of go his own direction here. So I might even put the bossel on him for his next ride, so then I've got control both ways, easy enough without having to flip the rope over. And I can start playing the left-right game with him a little bit more effectively. I'll steer him. There, drop the lead. Nice and straight, that's good. That's what I'm after. He's wanting to go right, so I'll pick up left. Bump him when he gets resistant. He's getting resistant on me. I'm going to bump him off that. So you have to get soft there. Good, better. Squeeze him forwards. He's just wanting to stop his feet there. All right, now I'll ask him for a trot. Squeeze. That's a nice little improvement there. He wants to stop his feet. Squeeze. So I don't mind where he goes here.